What is going on? Like, this is just, you're telling me Spider-Man's just being dragged on the street by a van? He can't stop a van, Darren.
I know, right? Yeah,
But he can take down Winter Soldier and Falcon like that, and he can take a body slam from Thanos, you know what I mean?
Yeah, seriously.
But a van is his fucking kryptonite.
Like, you know why they call it a cockpit, right? And it's like, what are you even implying? Where's the context behind that? Who's that character? Who is he talking to? Is he talking to her? Is he talking to her friend? Why are they at that bar? I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I don't know.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of
The Power Button. The Power Button.
And I am your co-host, Darren Badmouth Beasley, and who are you?
I am your co-host, Josh Meany.
That's right. God damn it. And we're playing Game or Pull the Plug. What's Game or Pull the Plug?
Well, if you're game for the topic that we give, you like it, you're for it, let's do it. If you don't like it, you pull the plug. Fuck that shit. Throw it out the window.
So our first topic is Tom and Jerry live-action movie in the works from Warner Brothers. April 16th, 2021. It will be a live-action and animated hybrid, and it's directed by Tim Story. He directed the first two Fantastic Four movies, Ride Along and The Barbershop, which, when I was doing the research for this, I can't believe the same guy who directed Fantastic Four 1 and 2 directed The Barbershop. Based on that information, live-action Tom and Jerry, game or pull the plug?
Pull the plug. Pull the plug. Again, it's live action Tom and Jerry. Why not just make an animated movie about Tom and Jerry? First of all, if anybody who's watched Tom and Jerry to an extensive amount knows that there really isn't that many humans. I know that there was one season or a couple seasons where the person that owned Tom, the cat, was a woman, but you would only see her from the waist down. That's it. I don't think you saw any human being's face.
I don't think so.
Are you going to involve humans in it? I
don't get it. I don't get it. I don't like it. Why don't you just make another Mouse Hunt? You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of like,
cool.
You know, I don't know. It's crazy they have the release date, April 16th, 2021. They're pretty confident in that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're
That's
like,
where a lot of
Avengers not gonna be
blockbusters
around.
start dropping, is right around April, May, right around springtime. Like, they do feel confident. And I wouldn't be surprised if some big major blockbuster movie drops around April and they end up pushing their release date away from me.
Yeah. Because that's one hell of a date. That's just
Bold.
Yeah. I love Tom and Jerry, by the way. I fucking
me too.
love Tom and Jerry. Why do this? Listen, what made Tom and Jerry great was the music and the animation and just, the idea of the cat and mouse and everything. They didn't talk. What, are they going to talk? Are we going to have the same kind of music? And then it's like, how long has it been? I understand that people are, like, getting older, and we still like things.
Yeah, like the audience they're trying to appeal to is definitely us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because kids now aren't watching Tom and Jerry
right.
that
It's
I know of.
It's not on air anymore,
Yeah.
not that I know of. And it haven't been, in the classic Tom and Jerry episodes, I wasn't even alive for them. I was born in 95. We used to watch Tom and Jerry on the VCR sets because my dad used to record them because my dad liked Tom and Jerry. So yeah, I guess this is for us. But if you're going to do it for us, then you should just make it like the OG cartoons. And then again, yeah, I love Tom and Jerry, but am I going to go see a Tom and Jerry movie?
Probably not.
And they're trying to chase a generation. It's not my cup of tea. It's for some people, not for me. And the directors,
Well, the first Fantastic Four movie wasn't that great, but I'm not even sure if I saw the entirety of this.
Really?
I really like the first two Fantastic Four movies. I know they're not great movies, but I enjoyed them a lot better than that remake we got not like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, some shit like that. The fact that he directed like Ride Along 1 and 2 and Barbershop, like the humor's there. I pull the plug on them doing this. Like I don't give a fuck about it, but maybe they could make it funny and appealing. You know what I mean? But they would have to target it really towards us, have a little bit more adult humor, I guess. Tom and Jerry's kind of violent, and it depends what they do with this live action thing. Is it just going to be Tom and Jerry like we saw in the cartoon, just
Tom trying to fuck up Jerry?
what are they going to look like?
Yeah, what are they? It depends how they go about it. You know what I mean? Because Detective Pikachu, I pulled the plug when I heard it. I pulled the plug on the first trailer. Then second trailer came out, and I'm like, fuck, all right, they made this appeal to me. So they might be able to make it appealing. Just depends how they do it. As of right now, the only information we have is the director, and that it's going to be a CGI and like live action hybrid. And that means there's going to be humans in it. So like you were saying, there wasn't really humans in the cartoon. So I don't know exactly what they're doing. I mean, it could be really funny. They could make it really funny. Hell, get fucking Ryan Reynolds to play Jerry. You know what I mean?
God.
Or Tom. My God, that would be so funny. They could make it really funny, but it depends. I guess it really depends what audience they go for. If they make it really childish, then I'm probably not going to really be appealed to it. But if they make it aim towards my age group a little more, maybe it'll be appealing. I need a first trailer. I want to see what they're going to do with it, and I will be interested to see what they look like.
They might look really cool, or they might look fucking stupid like Sonic.
Maybe it'll just be a cat and a mouse that can talk, which would kind of be...
It'd be lame.
Yeah, they can be live action cat and mouse, but I want them to still look... How can I explain
Exaggerated,
it?
animated.
Exaggerated, yeah. I don't want a literal cat and a literal mouse. Like, I want the cat to stand up on 2 legs and run after fucking Jerry, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Having humans in it really might fuck it up. Yeah. But overall, I pull the plug.
They're just ready to do live action anything.
Yeah.
Anything. Anything that we watched as a kid, any cartoon, they're willing to do a live action for it. I guarantee you. All right, next topic. Sony has the next 7 to 8 years laid out for Sony's universe of Marvel characters.
That is the official name Sony's given to their shit. The Sony's universe of Marvel characters. That is a bomb name, right? So fucking unique.
Yeah.
This includes both television and film. These movies will include sequels to Venom and the Spider-Verse and the Spider-Verse female spin-off and Morbius. Kraven the Hunter movie is also rumored to be in development, but the Black Cat and Silver Sable movies got shelved. So the only definite movies are those sequels and Morbius and the female Spider-Verse spin-off. And then Kraven the Hunter's a rumor.
Which, whatever. We'll get into that.
Well, wait a minute. It's Sony. It's Sony.
Sony sucks.
Like, how come Mickey didn't just kick down the door and be like, listen, all your Marvel characters, we're buying them because Sony's huge. And if I was Disney, I would just be like, listen, can I just buy all the characters' rights back from you guys?
Yeah, just the character rights, yeah, because I know they don't want to fucking buy Sony.
No, hell no.
You're going to let them pump out this bullshit in your Marvel. It's Marvel, you know? And it confuses people. You know, you have Venom with no Spider-Man. If you put Spider-Man in it, it's got to be a different Spider-Man. And their catalog is trash.
Because of the success of Venom and the success of the Spider-Verse. That's what's got Sony so confident that they could do it. If Venom and Spider-Verse tanked like Amazing Spider-Man 2 did, maybe then Sony would be like, all right, maybe we should give up these rights. But these movies, Venom made what, $800-something million?
They're like, oh, we're making bank off these movies. Let's keep doing it. And it's shitty for us.
For the fans of the Spider-Verse and Venom, all the Spider-Man characters, that Venom did well in the box office. It fucked us completely.
Here's the thing with Spider-Verse. I saw the Spider-Verse movie. I like the Spider-Verse movie. They should do more Spider-Verse movies. And I know my boy, 2099, is going to be in the next one. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I'm glad they're moving forward with that. As far as Venom and the rest of their catalog, which just seems to be primarily Spider-Man villains, I guess they got kind of fucked over in the Marvel deal. I mean, they got Spider-Man and his villains.
And all his characters.
Yeah, and it's like...
Maybe that's why they don't want to buy it from them, because they're like, well, you got a Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, you're letting us use the important part.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
Yeah,
So like,
well,
fuck
part
it.
of the important
Part of the important part. The most important part.
Yeah.
I think Venom and Green Goblin and Doc Ock, those three, if they could get those three, that would be it. You know, they don't need anyone else, really.
There's a rumored Kraven movie in the works, and it's like, yeah, it's cool. I get to see Kraven finally, but Spider-Man gonna be in it? Probably fucking not. Like,
exactly.
What are we doing?
Kraven without Spider-Man, or Venom without Spider-Man, and then even these heroes.
This is a joke. This whole thing's a fucking joke.
Again, guys, it's Sony. Kraven movie made by Sony with no Spider-Man in it. That's a movie you guys are going to be hyped for? No. And I'm telling you, when they keep fucking around with Venom, the numbers are going to go down. I'm telling you. Keep pumping out Venom movies without any Spider-Man, people are going to be like, all right.
Yeah, shit doesn't happen like that all the time, where you get a shit movie and it makes that much money. You know, that's a rare thing to happen, so it's not going to happen every time.
And I'm surprised they canned Silver Sable movie.
And the Black Cat movie, yep. They're still doing Morbius, so Jared Leto put up a post on Instagram like a couple weeks ago, and they just started filming. I'm interested to see how that turns out. Probably not that great because it's Sony, but...
All right.
Jared Leto's performance as Morbius, I know, will be fire. Because Jared Leto is amazing.
I was surprised that Tom Hardy signed on to be Venom. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm surprised that Jared Leto wants to be Morbius with a movie that's being handled by Sony.
Yeah,
you know
straight up.
Yeah, I totally pulled the plug on this, too.
I don't even like what Marvel's doing with Spider-Man. So I guess is it in good hands? Not really, in my opinion. And they got a lot of that SJW bullshit in the Homecoming. And now they're kind of doing that. They made Mary Jane a black woman.
Yeah, yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're doing that feminist bullshit.
Yeah, like I was saying, I brought that up in my
5 ways that the MCU might be ruining Spider-Man.
and that was one of them. They're not paying attention to the important parts of Spider-Man. The whole Stark suit and all that, and he's just a kid, and he seems to get fucked up most of the time. Like, he never seems to really come out on top.
Especially not in Infinity War, God.
And that's not the Spider-Man I want to see. You know, I was so happy when he went home. I'm sure everybody was. They're like, okay, Marvel's going to be using Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is it.
The Civil War.
Civil War was the
That was the
Spider-Man
first
that was
time
prime.
that we saw him, and it was like, oh, okay, now they've got him, and he's kicking ass. He took down Winter Soldier and Falcon like nothing.
Even in Infinity War, he was kicking ass up until he dusted, but he was balling out. That's the Spider-Man I want to see, not
Homecoming.
I just always picture that scene where he's holding on to the van being dragged through the neighborhood, and I'm like, he can't stop a van, Darren.
I know, right? Yeah,
But he can take down Winter Soldier and Falcon like that, and he can take a body slam from Thanos, you know what I mean?
Yeah, seriously.
But a van is his fucking kryptonite.
And I think they're gonna fuck up this new movie too.
Yeah, a lot for me is riding on Far From Home, man. Like, if they do the same exact shit that they were getting wrong in Homecoming, I'm gonna really lose faith in Spider-Man being home.
And the thing is, the stance they're taking is that they're trying to make it like a kid movie. They're targeting a younger audience.
Too hard.
Still, what's with this fuck? What's with the fuck word, the F word? Why are they just there? Oh, yeah, we could just say fuck, or, they pretty much said fuck in the first one. I guarantee you they're going to say fuck in the second one.
I'm so confused when they have these, like, super adult themes or things in
Moments
the movie.
And shit, yep.
When 90% of the movie is so heavily geared towards younger kids. I just think it's just poor movie, quality. I think it's just a bad move, bad writing. And then the all-female Spider-Verse? Why the fuck are we doing that?
I don't even want to see that.
Who the fuck is the female Spider-Woman?
Yeah, it's gonna be Spider-Gwen. What's her Penny Parker?
Yeah.
And
who else?
I think they're bringing in Silk, Spider-Woman, and somebody else. But it's like, I don't care. Like, I want to see another Spider-Verse. I want to see Spider-Verse Into the Spider-Verse 2. I want to see a sequel to that.
Yeah.
With this motherfucker. That's what I want to see. I don't an all-female now you're milking it.
Oh yeah, let's do an all-female this, all-female that. And again, you know what? I didn't have problems. Well, last fucking episode. Was it the last episode I was talking about this?
About the female Rush Hour.
Yeah. They already did it one way. Now they want to flip it and do it the other way. But listen, Spider-Verse didn't have an all-male this. It wasn't like that. Now you're just coming out the gate and it's all going to be female. It's like, there's going to be so much of this toxic masculinity being brought down, and the main bad guy is going to be a guy.
Bringing it to the fucking cartoons now.
Yep.
Like, Jesus
all
Christ.
female Spider-Verse. Just get the Spider-Verse movies out there and make them good.
Have those female characters have really cool moments in that Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah.
Like, Spider-Gwen was fire in Into the Spider-Verse.
Right.
Like, now we have to give her her own movie? No, she can just be in this movie.
They would never do an all-male Spider-Verse film. Never.
But they have to do an all-female one because females are oppressed. You see what I'm saying? They're just not as good as men.
So next topic, Captain Marvel racks in $550 million worldwide in its first week. It made $153 domestically opening weekend. It's set to be around $775 million worldwide by the end of its second weekend. That'll already happen by the time this episode drops, so I'll pull up the final numbers from this weekend. And it's on track to pass $1 billion by the end of its theatrical run, despite some of the backlash, which we will also get into. Not even really gamer pull the plug. What do you think of Captain Marvel?
I liked Captain Marvel, despite popular belief, but it's making all this money.
Everyone's mad about something about that movie.
Yeah, and there's a handful of things I think that are wrong with the movie, right? But there's like specific moments that should just have never happened. And one of them was that cockpit line when the guy there, she's having like this flashback and they're in the bar
ridiculous.
and he's like,
You know why they call it a cockpit, right?
And it's like, what are you even implying? Where's the context behind that? Who's that character? Who is he talking to? Is he talking to her? Is he talking to her friend? Why are they at that bar? I don't even know what the fuck's going on. I don't know the significance of that scene. That scene was just there to illustrate toxic masculinity.
it's so tasteless and so untrue and ridiculous, so fabricated. That's what makes it shitty. It's so fabricated. Does that make the movie shitty? No. It's like 5 seconds long.
I thought it was fucking funny, you know? I didn't think it was right, but it was so ridiculous I laughed. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
What
what
do
the
you
fuck is
mean?
he
What's
saying?
going on?
And then the other thing was him robbing her robbing his motorcycle. That some dude pulls up, white dude, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, gotta be a white guy, right? Pulls up on a motorcycle. She's reading a newspaper trying to figure out where the fuck she's gonna go or what she's gonna do. And he makes a comment about her outfit. Obviously. Like, everyone's like, well, she's dressed like that on Earth. Of course they're gonna say something. Like, so whatever. He does his little comment and he goes inside the bar. And the next thing you know, she's just riding his motorcycle. He just takes his shit. I'm like, really? You're just gonna rob him? You're just gonna rob? Like, think about that. And again, it's like, most people are just like,
Oh, well, you know that you're blowing it out of proportion to make too big of a deal out of it. But you know what? Fuck that. You know, I didn't like it in Dark Knight when Batman was flying through that fucking parking lot, blowing up all the fucking cars with his bike.
that could have been your car sitting there, and he would have just blew it up so he could get by. I just don't like how she robs this guy of a fucking motorcycle. And again, I was making comparisons in my mind. I'm like, well, we've seen other people, rob cars or say they need to use cars. But like Captain America, like if he needs to use your car or something, he's going to run up to your window and be like, hey, listen, I really need to use your car. And then that person driving the car can see what's going on and say, yeah, you're Captain America. You're asking me for the car. I'm going to give you the car. You know what I'm saying? She just stole his bike. No, I know a buddy who got his fucking motorcycle stolen. That's not, in real life, it's a fucking problem. You're like, where the fuck is my shit?
And someone just steals it, and then you're gonna tell me it's Captain Marvel?
And the other thing that bothered me was that she didn't fight what's his name at the end. It looked like they were going to get in a fist fight, and she just blasted him. Well, the whole point of that scene was he was trying to teach her discipline, to discipline herself and to discipline her emotions. It was really to better herself. There's no way he's going to beat her. But he's like, hey, you know what? We could just do a fist fight for the last time because, this is going to be the ultimate thing. You don't use your emotions and you keep your shit together.
It added a lot
And
to her character,
That's
too.
what I'm saying. Her superhero thing would have went up some more. And I don't know. That bothered me. Those are my problems with the movie. And I will say, when I watched the movie and I didn't think about it, I just watched it right when I came out of it, I thought the first hour was kind of shitty. It was constantly bouncing. You didn't fully know what was going on. She didn't know what was going on. Like, the memory thing was all fucked up. The scrolls, were they bad? Are they good? Were the Kree? And then you see, Ronan, and I was like, what the fuck is really going on? I don't even know what her powers are. She doesn't even seem to know what her powers are.
Her hands glow? I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I don't even feel like she completely remembers who she is by the end of the movie. I'm like, she still just has pretty much fragments. She got pieces, but that she can get the whole fucking thing. I think she's got just pieces of it. Nothing really stood out that told me she completely remembers who she is.
Right, and they didn't even get into the background of who she really is.
I really wanted them, like, overall, I liked the movie too. I really wish they got into more of what was going on with the Kree and the Skrulls and a little more backstory to that. Like, why were they beefing? Little things here and there, I feel like they could explain more that really would have made the movie
Yeah,
better.
I thought that another thing, and this goes along with what I was saying about the beginning of the movie, or first part of the movie not being good, or I just didn't like it, was that I just wish they explored the Kree culture more. Just, can you explain that world more like we did with Wakanda, where we got a good idea, we were looking around, we get to see the technology, get to see how they dress, how they talk, and it's like, oh, okay, it seems like a legitimate place. After I saw the movie, and I thought about the whole thing, I was like, oh, I could watch the first part of the movie and actually enjoy it now. Because I know everything. I know the background information. I know everything. So I will say that the movie unfolded itself very well. Overall, I fucking liked the movie. I thought I was going to fucking hate it. I would not hate it, but I thought I really wasn't going to like it.
I thought that it was going to be really feminist. I'm like, all right, let's see. And then I walked out, and I'm like, yeah, here and there, but I mean, whatever.
It wasn't
overall,
crazy. It didn't crack the movie.
I really like Captain Marvel. There's some things about Brie Larson's performance I didn't really like. It was hard for me to like her for a long point in that movie. Like, it really, when it all came together and she really got me, is when she was fucking Omega and she goes up to Ronan and she's in front of her and I'm
Like, oh, you bad bitch, you. Like, you really got me now.
people will get mad really over anything. There's some things that people are getting mad at that I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? And then there's other things I'm like, you're just picking shit to get mad at about this movie. There's people out there who don't want to like this movie. They just don't. A lot of it does stem from Brie Larson's comments before the movie came out, which I can understand. But if you two are to go watch the movie and still come out and say just a whole bunch of negative shit and have nothing positive from it, then I'm like, you don't want to like this movie. Skrulls, I love the twist with them. Ben Mendelsohn was amazing, just like I thought he would be. The CGI with Samuel L. Jackson and Clark Gregg. That was amazing.
The CGI on Samuel Jackson was amazing.
When they did that CGI de-aging on Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War, it looked kind of weird. And this, it was flawless to me. I'm like, yeah, okay. I bought it. I forgot all about it at parts.
Coulson. Oh my God.
Coulson looked great.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Ronan didn't need to be in this fucking movie. I like, word came out that Ronan was going to be in this movie way before the movie came out. And I was like, I wonder what kind of parties he's going to have. Like, that could have really been any of the accusers. You know what I mean? It was just Ronan because we've seen Ronan before.
I don't think it had to be Ronan, but I think that's what makes it cool.
That is what, but that's all it really was just fan service. You know, I was hoping he had a little, I was hoping it'd be Ronan for more of a reason. You know what I mean? He popped up on a hologram, and then he had that moment with Captain Marvel, which is great. And then the other guy, this fucking guy. I forgot what his name is, but he's from Guardians of the Galaxy also.
Oh, yep.
And I thought when I saw that he was going to be in the movie, and that he was one of them, he was one of the Kree, I'm like, oh, we're going to learn more about him and maybe why he is in the plates he is in Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, no explanation. It was kind of like, oh, you remember this guy? Yeah, he's here. And again, like you said, more about the Kree and their adventures. And there was just a lot I didn't get of it. I really wonder what the sequel will be like for Captain Marvel. I think what they would go for is the 20 years she's been gone. I don't think that a Captain Marvel sequel will take place after Endgame. I could be wrong. But I feel like that's a lot of missed opportunity, because I'm sure when we see her in Endgame, she's been through 20 years of shit.
But she's going to be even more of a badass than she was in Captain Marvel in Endgame. I want to see why.
You know what I mean? I want to see everything she's been through. I think she might age a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
She doesn't just...
And I think that's probably because of the Kree blood. But that's just speculation.
I don't know, because they didn't really explain it.
Well, I thought that most of the complaints about the movie, as far as the feminist ideology seeping through the film, is valid. There is feminist subliminal messages in it. But to say that the entire movie is trash because of some of those things, I just don't think is intellectually fucking honest. You know what I mean? I think it's just, I don't know, it's rubbing you, maybe you're getting triggered by it. I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's our thoughts on Captain Marvel. It's all topics we got today. Anything you want us to cover, anything you want us to talk about, send it to thepbutton@gmail.com. One more time, that's thepbutton@gmail.com. Check out Darren Unfiltered. Check out the Jay Meany review. And until next time, guys.
Peace out, motherfuckers.